Hi guys, so good evening. Yeah, good evening. And my hair is giving like 70 vibe. Tama ba? 70s vibe. So, um, it's 21:46 in the evening right now, and currently it's Sunday. I was wrong. It's still Saturday. Okay, so it's October 5, 2024. Yan. So, ano ba yan? Gulo-gulo. So, we are going to continue reading the book Mastery. Pages 59 and 60. Yeah. So, sana tama naman na yung binabasa natin. I remember like, di ba, may na-miss out tayong page from this book. And, syempre, hindi na natin siya babalikan kasi guys, hindi ako bumabalik sa past. Just kidding. We're not gonna look for it kasi kumbaga nakalipas na siya. So, as long as you're keeping up with the pages, I think hindi naman yun masyado magme-matter. As long as you're listening to what I have to say, right? And yung advices and my other advice and my knowledge about things, as long as you're digesting it and applying it in real life, you're good to go. Okay? So, ayan. Let's start. In acquiring any kind of skill, we are doing it, guys. We are not rushing. Kasi on most of the time, masyado tayong nagmamadali. And, I love it when we take things so slow. Feeling ko ngayon ako lasing eh. So, kahapon na nakainom. Kahapon ba? Yeah, kahapon. It's Friday. It's Friday yesterday. So, yan. Uminom kami ng a little bit from last night and it was just good. Okay. I'm doing some healthy. I'm trying to be fit lately kasi I just want to. Hindi kasi ako nakakapag-gym yet. And sobrang ang daming ginagawa. And guys, may may paparating na something good on the horizon. Okay, so nasa ako na sa inyo si Chika. Going back na tayo. Ang daldal natin. So, in acquiring any kind of skill, there exists a natural learning process that coincides with the functioning of our brains. This learning process leads to what we shall call tacit knowledge, a feeling for what you are doing that is hard to put into words but easy to demonstrate in action. So makinig kayo guys ha. These are what I'm reading to you is a relevant topic. So not only this could help you in your self-development, but you can really apply this in real life. Okay, so you just have to listen to me, digest, and take action. And to understand how this learning process operates, it is useful to look at the greatest system ever invented for the training of skills and achievement of tacit knowledge, the apprenticeship system of the Middle Ages. This system arose as a solution to a problem as business expanded in the Middle Age. Masters of various crafts could no longer depend on family members to work in the shop. They needed more hands, but it was not worth it for them to bring in people who would come and go. They needed stability and time to build up skills in their workers. So, before, mahirap din talaga. Like, we need some people. When we are doing business, like real business, we need to to actually hire good people. When I say good people, these are people with a strong-willed mindset that they could finish the task. They are competitive, and they just know how to execute difficult time difficult task under pressure. And other than that, they have to be honed by the skills. Repetition makes you perfect. Okay? So, tapos may kasabihan na nobody's perfect. So, why, huwag nyo yun pansinin, guys. Sometimes, it's like that. But, we are trying to master. Kaya nga yung binabasa natin book is mastery eh. 'Di ba? So, napaka naman. Tawag dito. Ironically speaking, pag ganun yung natin, tinopic. Anyways, going back. And so they developed the apprenticeship system in which young people from approximately the ages of 12 to 17 would enter work in a shop, signing a contract that would commit them for the term of 7 years. Ang hirap noon, no? Ikaw, terminuhan ka ng 7 taon, di ba? Kamusta ka naman dyan? Di ba? Ang sobrang slavery. But then, sobrang slavery, and apart from that, hindi ka basta-basta makakaalis. And hindi ka basta-bastang, alam mo yun, whether you have mental depression. Pero wala pa naman ang kinagandahan naman nung way back noon, wala namang mental depression. More of like physical abuse. Kasi, di ba, yung overwork ka, and then slavery, and then they really have, parang hawak ka talaga nila sa leeg. At least now, we are all enjoying the freedom. Other than, hindi naman lahat ng humans ganun. Di ba, may mga parts sa other countries that are they are suffering, and iba yung protocols, and so on and so forth. So at the end of this term, apprentices would have to pass a master test or produce a master work to prove their level of skill. Once passed, they were now elevated to the rank of journeymen and could travel wherever there was work practicing the craft. So, may mapupuntahan naman. Yung honing of skills talaga and learning is like, it's a tandem. Okay? So, at the end of this term, wait lang. Because few books or drawings existed at the time, apprentices would learn the trade by watching masters and imitating them as closely as possible. They learn through endless repetition and hands-on work with very little verbal instruction. The word apprentice itself comes from the Latin prehendere, meaning to grasp with the hand. Because resources such as textiles, wood, and metals were expensive and could not be wasted on practice runs, apprentices would spend most of their time working directly on materials that would be used for the final product. They had to learn how to focus deeply on their work and not make mistakes. So, yun yung natin, di ba? When you are honing skills, you really have to master it kasi iniiwasan natin na magkamali. First few trials, and when you're doing it for the first few days, few weeks, few months, it's okay. But in the long run, you really have to master it. Pero yung field of work ko, guys, it's like, iba naman siya. Iba rin to yung sinasabi ko. More of the use of hands. Like, yung, di ba, noong araw, yung mga metal, like, sinusunog, and they kind of, like, make many shapes of it for the use of humanity and all, and business as well. So, ganun. So, if one added up the time that apprentices ended up working directly on materials in those years, it would amount to more than 10,000 hours, enough to build exceptional skill level at a craft. The power of this form of tacit knowledge is embodied in the great Gothic Cathedral. Wait lang. Wala tayo. The Cathedral of Europe. Masterpieces of beauty, craftsmanship, and stability, all erected without blueprints or books. These cathedrals represented the accumulated skills of numerous craftsmen and engineers. Okay? So what this means is simple. Language, oral and written, is a relatively recent invention, well before the time that our ancestors had to learn various skills, tool making, hunting, and so forth. The natural model for learning, largely based on the power of mirror neurons, came from watching and imitating others, then repeating the action over and over. Our brains are highly suited for this form of learning. Diba? So, your brain actually, diba, sabi nila, like, it's like a computer program. So, you gotta learn how to navigate it, all emotions, all the informations, and so forth. So in an activity such as riding a bicycle, we all know that it is easier to watch someone and follow their lead than to listen to or read instructions. So may mga bagay na natututunan lang siya actually. Hindi yung by the book, hindi, iba talaga yung actual. One of these is like biking. Diba? The more we do it, the easier it becomes, even with skills that are primarily mental, such as computer programming or speaking a foreign language. It remains the case that we learn best through practice and repetition, the natural learning process. We learn a foreign language by actually speaking it as much as possible, not by reading books and absorbing theories. The more we speak and practice, the more fluent we become. So once you take this far enough, you enter a cycle of accelerated returns in which the practice becomes easier and more interesting, leading to the ability to practice for longer hours, which increases your skill level, which in turn makes practice even more interesting. Parang, wala guys. So reaching the cycle is the goal you must set for yourself, and get there you must understand some basic principles about skills themselves. First, it is essential that you begin with one skill that you can master and that serves as a foundation for acquiring others. You must avoid at all costs the idea that you can manage learning several skills at a time. You need to develop your powers of concentration and understand that trying to multitask will be the death of the process. Second, the initial stages of learning. A skill invariably involves tedium. Yet, rather than avoiding this inevitable tedium, you must accept and embrace it. The pain and boredom we experience in the initial stage of learning a skill toughens our minds, much like physical exercise. Wait lang. Too many people believe that everything must be pleasurable in life, which makes them constantly search for distractions and short circuits the learning process. Ako rin guys, I mean, as a human being, as I am designed to be, and as an alien. So, diba? So, iniiwasan natin yung shortcuts in life. It's not good. We have to really think, move, and do for the, alam mo yun, yung for the long run. So, iwasan natin yun. But, if you are so good at manifesting many fucking things, many things, diba? So, just do it, right? But iba pa rin talaga yung product of hard work. You will value the outcome more than, diba, kapag when there's a hard work that is involved. So the pain is a kind of challenge your mind presents. Will you learn how to focus and move past the boredom, or like a child you will succumb to the need for immediate pleasure and distraction? Much as with physical exercise, you can even So, wait lang. Nag-yawn ako guys. So, wait lang. Nawala tayo. Much as with physical exercise, you can even get a kind of perverse pleasure out of this pain, knowing the benefits it will bring you. In any event, you must meet any boredom head on and not try to avoid or repress it. Throughout your life, you will encounter tedious situations and you must cultivate the ability to handle them with discipline. In practicing a skill, in the initial stages, something happens neurologically to the brain that is important for you to understand. When you start something new, a large number of neurons in the frontal cortex, the higher, more conscious command area of the brain, are recruited and become active. Helping you in the learning process, the brain has to deal with a large amount of new information, and this would be stressful and overwhelming if only a limited part of the brain were used to handle it. The frontal cortex even expands in size in the initial phase as we focus hard on the task, but once something is repeated often enough, it becomes hardwired and automatic, and the neural pathway for the skill are delegated to other parts of the brain, farther down the cortex. So, parang ano siya, tawag dito. It's like it is being embedded sa system mo. Okay? In layman's term. So, ganun. So, again, yung practice, sabi nila, di ba, lahat naman ng trabaho is natututunan. Okay? Ako, we're just talking dito sa physical, yung gamit yung kamay. Okay? But other things, hindi talaga siya. May mga bagay na only the gifted, only the gifted know how to do it. Okay? So, hindi ko actually nilalahat yung kind of work. Okay? So, ayan guys. Yan. Tapos na tayo. And, I will see you again. Kasi medyo mahaba tong video. Wag na tayong So, may way pa. Thank you guys for listening. And thank you for helping me make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generation. Medyo late na din. Pahinga na tayo. And, ayoko talaga na busy ng Sunday, but baka may lakad ako bukas. I'm not so sure. So, be safe, guys. I'll see you again.